want to study change. So part of studying change is understanding what variables can cause change. And in North Korea, we've never known what these are. We've never known what the variables for change are. And looking at the Arab Spring, perhaps some of the variables we saw that led to at least a fracturing of the system there, not necessarily the outcomes, but a fracturing of the system, could be relevant in the North Korea.
In regards to the principles of the Suyong, does it set KJ up for failure, or when he has to be the incarnate manifestation of King, Teacher, Father, and God? And can he be all things to all people?
Well, I think that has certainly been the model of leadership in North Korea under his grandfather and then under his father. And again, we look for how things might be different under his leadership. And I think stylistically they've been different. He's a more relaxed, more open, less formal leader. Again, he spends an afternoon with Dennis Rodman. He jokes around, he laughs. He brings his wife with him wherever he goes. Things that we haven't seen stylistically in terms of leadership. But I think at its core, it hasn't changed. Which is, yeah, the leader is supposed to be all of these sorts of things. He's supposed to be everything to everybody. Right? Not only a political leader, but in some senses a religious leader as well. And so I think that aspect hasn't changed. We haven't seen all of the pieces of that play out in his leadership because he's just started. But the model, at least as it stands now, doesn't look any different. Charles?
Just sort of one comment. One question. And the comment is that I think of the first four things that you mentioned, those in different degrees have been common in many socialist economies. And the interesting thing about North Korea is the very limited capacity of the North Korean regime to adjust. So the question is, why was a normal communist regime like China or Vietnam, the former Soviet Union, able to make changes in economic policies at times, and this regime not? And I suppose I assume that it's partly because it's not a normal communist regime, it's a family regime. And so it changes question the legitimacy of the given comparison, right? And the second is that it is a capitalist. And so if the legitimacy can only be an economic policy and not on nationalism, as it can be